A pleasant day to everyone. So once again, this is Maria Concepcion Mendoza, and for today, as promised in the previous video that I have uploaded, we have an examples of returning value method with and without parameters. So we'll start with the first example, which is returning value method with parameter. So I have included here some important points na i-consider ninyo kapag ganitong klase ng program ang gagawin ninyo. So, ang gagawin ng ating program is just basically the sum of two numbers. So, ang gagawin na lang natin, kukuha tayo ng input from the user. So, gagamit tayo, it's either buffered reader or scanner. So, for this example, ang gagamitin natin is the scanner class. So, we'll start with the import java.util. Since scanner ang gagamitin natin, followed by the class declaration. So, for the class declaration, ang gagamitin nating class name is yung na-declare na name ng ating file, which is addition. Next, the declaration of our main method and the declaration of our scanner. So, ang gagamitin nating reference is just the word scanner na small letter S. So, this will serve as our reference. So, ngayon, before tayo mag-proceed with our user-defined method, dito muna tayo kay main method. So, tignan na natin yung ating important points here for main method. Initialization or input of the values are coded here, which will serve later on as our actual parameter. So, dito daw tayo mag-i-initialize ng ating mga input. So, since sum of two numbers tayo, ang input natin is of course the two numbers. So, we'll have it A and B. So, since we will get an input from the user, so kakailanganin natin ng input statement. But before that, lagyan muna natin ng label. And then, our first number will serve as our variable A. Ang input statement natin for int at ang gamit natin ay scanner is, so gamitin muna natin yung ating reference, scanner dot next int. Next, label ulit natin yung second number. Store it in variable B. Next is the method call. Okay. So, proceed tayo dito sa next. Method call should have its actual parameter. So, ang method call is i-declare natin dito sa loob ng main method. Therefore, yung tinutukoy dyan na actual parameter is itong input natin na A at B, which will later on ipapasa natin doon sa gagawin nating method. So, for instance, ipangalan natin doon sa method natin mamaya is compute sum. And then, dito na natin ilalagay yung ating actual parameters na A at B. Makikita natin yung program na may error kasi nga hindi pa natin na-declare itong compute sum. Okay. Next, balikan natin. And since the user-defined method is a returning value method, therefore, displaying the output using the method call is required. So, ibig sabihin, i-display natin yan. So, i-display natin yan gamit yung system.out.println. So, may parenthesis dyan. So, magdadagdag din tayo ng close parenthesis. Okay. So, gusto nating lagyan yan ng label. So, lagyan na lang natin ng the sum is, at doon na lang natin i-append yung ating method call. para kapag na-display yung output natin later on, hindi kaagad yung result yung magde-display. I-display rin niya yung label na ito. So, if in case nalilito kayo dito, pwede nyo rin gawin ito. So, pwedeng yung method call, i-store nyo muna siya sa variable at yung variable na yun yung i-display ninyo. Say, for instance, we have int c is equal to, store natin itong method call kay variable c. And then, ang i-display na natin is yung c. So, either of the two will do. We're not yet through kasi nga, hinahanap ng main method yung method na compute sum. So now, let's proceed to the next one, which is the user-defined method. So, ang user-defined method is responsible in performing functions or operations or behavior of the program. So, sa madaling salita, si method, siya ang may hawak ng lahat ng operations ng ating program. Ang gagawin na lang ni main method is tatawagin yung ating create na user-defined method. So, let's start first with the access specifier. So, since we want this method to be accessible anywhere, so ang gagamitin natin is the keyword public, followed by the static keyword. Since gumagamit pa naman tayo ng iisang class at hindi tayo gumamit ng instantiation dito sa ating method, so for the meantime, we will use the keyword static. Followed by the return type. So kung babalikan natin dito, return type is not void and will vary depending on the data type or type of the expected output. So, ang return type dapat natin ay hindi void kasi nga returning value siya. So, therefore, ang ilalagay natin dito is kung ano man yung data type or type nung magiging output natin. So, ang magiging output natin is sum ng dalawang number. So, therefore, yung sum, ang type niya or data type niya is int. So, therefore, ang return type natin is int. Next is the method name. So, since ang ginamit na natin dito is compute sum, yan na ngayon ang ipapangalan natin dito. The argument list should have parameter or parameters, also known as formal parameters, and have same number and type of parameters as declared in the method call. So, eto nga yung ating method call. So, kung titignan nyo ulit, it should have the same number and type of parameters as declared in the method call. So, si A at B, those are your first number and your second number. Therefore, pagdating dito kay argument list, kailangan dalawa rin. And at the same time, integer din. So, in declaring for your argument list, which will serve later on as your formal parameter, you will be needing a data type and a variable or identifier. Ang mangyayari kasi, ipapasa si A dito at ipapasa rin si B dito. We'll have the data type. So, since int ito, so ang gagamitin rin natin dito is int. So, int. So, gawin nating num1, comma, data type again, num2. So, ngayon, si A at B, these are your actual parameter, and your num1 and num2, these are your formal parameters. So, kailangan mag-match sila. So, ang mangyayari sa program natin, uulitin ko, si A mapupunta na kay variable num1 and si B mapupunta na kay variable num2, open curly brace. Dito na mangyayari yung process, computation. So, kung ano man yung in-input natin kay A at kay B, mapupunta na kay num1 at kay num2 by the presence of the method call. So, ipe-perform na natin yung operation. So, we'll declare for sum that will hold for the sum of the two numbers. So, i-compute na natin yung num1 plus num2. Hindi pwedeng ang ilalagay natin dito ay A plus B because A plus B was declared in the main method. Hindi mababasa ng program si A at B kasi na-declare siya sa loob ni main method. So, ang ilalagay natin dito is yung na-ipass na value ni A at B, which is num1 and num2. Return statement is required in the method body using the return keyword together with the computed or the expected output. Since ang return type natin ay hindi void, magre-return tayo. So, magkakaroon tayo ng return statement. So, in doing that, you should have the keyword return. Sabi doon, it should have the return keyword together with the computed or expected output. So, ang output natin dito is the sum. So, return sum. Or, pwede rin minsanan. Pwedeng minsanan na return num1 plus num2. So, diretso na kinompute at ni-return. Hindi na in-store sa variable sum. So, again, it's either of the two will do. So, let's try to run the program. Yan na. So, enter first number. Let's analyze 7. So, yung 7 natin, mapupunta na kay A. Next. Second number. So, yung i-input natin, for example, 8, mapupunta na kay variable B. So, bago ko i-press yung enter dito, ito yung magiging flow. So, si 7, mapupunta na siya dito. Si 8 na in-input ko, mapupunta na kay B. Okay. Then next, magkakaroon ng method call. Tatawagin niya itong line 21. Yung 7, mapupunta na kay num1. Si 8, mapupunta na kay num2. Analysis lang, ito. And then, later on, yung 7, ito na ngayon si 8. So, 7 plus 8 is 15. Babalik siya ulit doon. I-store kay variable C. So, ang C na natin ay 15. At ang i-display na niya dito is 15. So, I hope nasundan nyo yon. So, the sum is 15. So, syempre, kapag niran na natin itong ginulo-gulo natin ito, hindi na yan mag-run, magkakaroon na ng error. So, ibabalik natin sa dati. So, that's it for the example of returning value method with parameter. Now, let's proceed to returning value method without parameter. Okay? So, gawa tayo ulit ng panibagong file. So, ang pinangalan ko is add. Yung nauna is addition. So, this is add. So, same pa rin. Ang gagawin ng program is computing for the sum of two numbers. So, same. So, the user will input. So, gagamit tayo ng either buffered reader or scanner. So, for this one, we'll use buffered reader. So, import java.io.asterisk. Then next is the declaration of the class. So, public class add. Then, the declaration of the main method. So, since ang gagamitin natin is buffered reader class, kakailanganin natin itong throws IO exception in handling errors. Okay, so let's proceed on the important points here. Method call should have its empty parameter. So, ang gagawin kasi natin is returning value method without parameters. So, empty parameter dapat yung ating method call. So, if you will notice, sa first example natin, ang nangyari is nagkaroon ng parameter yung ating method call. So, ang ginawa natin, yung mga input natin ay dineclare natin sa loob ni main method. So, since ang gagawin natin dito, it's empty parameter, therefore, wala tayong ipapasa na parameter doon sa ating method. So, ang mangyayari, sa gagawin nating method, doon natin ilalagay yung mga input and computations natin. So, with here, ang gagawin lang natin is just simply calling the method. So, ang gagamitin natin na method is compute sum. So, later on, yan yung i-declare natin na pangalan ng ating method with empty parameter. So, dito tayo mag-display. So, lagyan na lang natin siya ng label na the sum is, then do not forget with another close parenthesis. So, it's either ganyan or if nalilito kayo dito, pwedeng i-store nyo muna yan sa isang variable and then kung ano man yung variable na ginamit nyo, yun na yung i-append ninyo dito. So, ang next na gagawin na natin is the user-defined method. So, user-defined method is responsible in performing functions or operations. So, we have the public access specifier so that anyone can access this method. The keyword is static, followed by the return type. For our return type is not void. So, and will vary depending on the data type or type of the expected output. So, ang output natin is sum. So, therefore, our sum, ang kanyang data type is integer. So, we'll use int as our return type. Followed by the method name. So, ang ginamit na natin dito is compute sum. So, yan na. Balikan natin, the argument list should be empty as declared in the method call. So, since empty yan, empty rin ito. Since dito tayo mag-i-input sa compute sum, therefore, kakailanganin rin natin ng throws IO exception. Kasi nga, ang gagamitin natin is buffered reader. So, throws IO exception. So, hindi ito kailangan kay scanner. Katulad nga ng palagi kong sinasabi na dito tayo mag-input, dito na rin natin i-declare yung ating buffered reader class. Let's have the initialization of our input at yung ating sum. So, int A, B, and then sum. And then, dito na tayo mag-i-input. So, we'll have to display first, enter first number. So, ang mag-hold ng first number is variable A. So, buffered reader ito. Ang input statement natin for integer is integer.parseInt br.readline. So, yung br natin dito ay ating reference to our buffered reader. And then, we'll have it B for the second number. And then, our process, which is sum, is equal to A plus B. Return statement is required in the method body using the return keyword together with the computed or expected output. So, may return statement tayo gamit yung return keyword at yung output natin, which is sum. So, magkakakonect lahat yan. Yung ating i-return na value is sum, wherein your sum is declared as int, relevant rin doon sa ating return type, which is int. Okay? So, if we will try to analyze the program by running it. So, ang mangyayari nung kinompile natin yung program, pinerform niya or kinol niya yung main method. Pero, hindi niya i-display kaagad yung the sum. Ang mangyayari, magkakaroon muna ng method call. So, i-call niya kaagad ito. Kaya, ang unang nag-display ay enter first number. Then, I will input 8 at yung 8 is mai-store kay variable A. Next, enter second number. Yung i-store ko, for example, 9, mai-store kay variable B. And then, ipe-perform na niya yung operation na 8 plus 9, which is 17, mai-store kay variable sum, and then, i-return niya yung value ng sum dun sa main method, doon kay line 7, and i-display na niya yung result. I hope na sundan ninyo yung differences ng returning value with parameter and returning value without parameter. So, on my next upload is a recorded lecture of the combination of a returning value method and the void method. So, thank you for watching and hope to see you again in my next uploaded video lecture. Thank you and keep safe to everyone.